Welcome to Module 3, Business Planning Foundations. Now we're going to connect your vision for impact with a practical plan for making it happen. We'll explore the Lean Business Model Canvas, a streamlined tool that helps you see your idea in one clear visual page. By the end of this session, you'll understand how to link your value proposition to the customers you serve, the way you deliver value, and the revenue and cost structures that make your business sustainable. We'll walk through a real-world example so you can see the process in action. Then you'll have the chance to map out your own lean canvas. Whether you're just starting out or refining an existing plan, this framework will give you the clarity and focus you need to move from concept to execution with confidence. In this session, we're moving from the big picture of your idea into a structured plan for how it will operate and generate value. We'll start with an intro to business models, looking at why every innovation needs one and how it becomes the bridge between your vision and the day-to-day operations of your enterprise. From there, we'll explore the Lean Business Model Canvas, a practical and flexible tool for capturing your business plan on a single page. We'll highlight how it differs from the traditional business model canvas and why it's especially useful for early-stage innovations. We'll then focus on cost structure and revenue streams, two essential parts of the canvas. Here we'll discuss how to identify your key costs, think about fixed versus variable expenses, and choose revenue models that align with your value delivery. After that, we'll move to applying the canvas. I'll walk you through a completed example for a sample innovation so you can see how the different elements connect and reinforce each other. Finally, we'll outline your next steps, which will involve downloading the Lean Canvas template, completing it for your own innovation, and preparing to use it in the funding strategy work we'll cover in Module 4. Intro to business models. Before we dive into today's topic, let's take a moment to revisit the bigger picture. The purpose of this program is to build the capacity of innovators emerging from Horizon-funded climate projects. Our aim is to equip you with practical tools to develop robust business plans, targeted funding strategies, and compelling investment pitches, enabling you to not only launch your climate solution, but to exploit opportunities, scale effectively, and sustain impact over time. In Module 3, we shift our focus to the foundations of business planning. This is where your innovation moves from concept to a structured, actionable plan. We'll be using the Lean Business Model Canvas, a simple yet powerful tool that connects your vision with the day-to-day operations, cost structures, and revenue streams required for long-term sustainability. By the end of this module, you'll have mapped out a clear, one-page plan that you can use as a reference point for decision-making, communication with partners and investors, and refining your strategy as you grow. When we talk about a business model, we're really talking about the blueprint for how your innovation will work in the real world. It explains how you create value, how you deliver that value to the people who need it, and how you capture value in return, usually in the form of revenue or other resources that keep the work going. A strong business model starts with understanding your customers, who they are, what they care about, and how your solution meets those needs. But it doesn't stop there. It also lays out how your organization will be financially sustainable over the long term. This means looking at the operations, resources, partnerships, and cost structures required, as well as identifying the revenue streams that will support them. In short, your business model brings together two critical pieces: the narrative, the story of why your innovation matters, and the financial logic that shows it can work. Without one, the other won't hold up. A great idea needs both a compelling story and a sound financial foundation to succeed. Business models aren't just a planning tool. They're a powerful way to create a shared understanding of your idea. By putting your concept into a structured framework, you make it easier to explain to others, whether that's your team, potential partners, or external stakeholders. A well-developed business model helps you spot strengths you can build on, gaps you need to fill, and risks you should address before they become serious problems. This early feasibility can save time, money, and effort down the line. It also acts as a decision-making guide, helping you prioritize activities, allocate resources effectively, and stay aligned with your core mission and objectives. And critically, it's an essential tool for building credibility with funders, partners, and other stakeholders. They want to see not just your passion, but the logic and structure behind it, how the idea will deliver value and sustain itself over time. In short, your business model turns your innovation into something tangible, testable, and investable. Without it, even the best ideas can struggle to gain traction. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to business models. The right framework depends on your stage, mission, and audience. The traditional business model canvas is one of the most widely used tools worldwide. It includes 9 building blocks that cover everything from customer segments and value propositions to cost structures and revenue streams. It's a solid choice for established organizations or those needing a comprehensive overview. The Lean Canvas is an adaptation designed for startups and innovators. It's faster to complete, focuses on testing assumptions, and puts problem-solution fit at the center. This makes it ideal when you're still refining your idea or working in a fast-moving environment where iteration is key. The social or nature-based canvas builds on these foundations, but adapts the framework to include environmental and social impact goals. This is particularly valuable for mission-driven enterprises, including nature-based enterprises, where impact is part of the value proposition and needs to be visible in the model. In this module, we'll use the Lean Canvas to quickly map out the essential elements of your business. But keep in mind that other formats may suit you better as your idea matures. The Lean Business Model Canvas. The Lean Business Model Canvas is a streamlined, one-page planning tool designed with startups and innovators in mind. Unlike more complex planning frameworks, it's built for speed and adaptability, helping you capture the essentials of your business idea without getting bogged down in unnecessary detail. Its strengths lie in its ability to support rapid testing and iteration. Rather than locking you into a fixed plan, it encourages you to treat your business model as a living document, adjusting as you learn more about your customers, your market, and your operations. By mapping your idea onto the Lean Canvas, you can quickly validate whether it makes sense before committing significant time or financial resources. It's a way to identify risks early, refine your approach, and ensure that you're solving the right problem in the right way. Importantly, the Lean Canvas captures both your narrative, the story of what you're doing and why, and the numbers that show how it can be viable. And it does this in a highly visual format that's easy to share with team members, partners, or funders. The Business Model Canvas, and by extension the Lean Canvas, is built around 9 interconnected building blocks. Each one represents a critical part of how your business creates, delivers, and captures value. We start with key partnerships, the organizations and stakeholders you depend on. Key activities are the core things you must do to deliver your value proposition, and key resources are the assets, whether physical, financial, human, or intellectual, that makes those activities possible. At the center is your value proposition, the reason customers will choose you over other options. This is supported by customer relationships, which define how you interact with and retain your customers, and channels, which describe how you deliver your product or service to them. Customer segments identify exactly who you serve and why they matter to your business. Beneath all this are the financial components, cost structure, which covers everything you spend to operate, and revenue streams, which outline how money comes in. The power of the canvas lies in seeing these elements together. so you can understand the trade-offs, identify gaps, and design a model that is both desirable to customers and financially sustainable. The Lean Business Model Canvas is particularly valuable for early-stage innovators because it's quick to complete, easy to update, and keeps you focused on what matters most at this stage, achieving a strong problem-solution fit before you commit to major investments. It also forces you to be clear in both your vision and your numbers, making it easier to communicate your idea to others. When you're getting started, specificity is key. Avoid vague statements like, "We will reach customers online." Instead, specify how and through which channels. If you don't have all the answers yet, leave blanks and come back to them later. The canvas is meant to be iterative, evolving as you learn more about your market, customers, and operations. Don't skip the unfair advantage section if your version of the canvas includes it. This is where you identify what sets you apart from competitors in a way they can't easily replicate. Finally, keep it flexible. Use Post-its or a digital whiteboard so you can move things around as your thinking develops. The more you adapt and refine your canvas, the stronger your business model will become. Cost structure and revenue streams. Your cost structure is the foundation of your financial planning. It's all the expenses you incur to operate your business model and deliver your value proposition. These costs can be grouped into two main categories. Fixed costs are those that remain constant regardless of how much you produce or sell. For example, rent, insurance, and salaried staff. They give you stability but can also create pressure if revenue fluctuates. Variable costs change in proportion to your output, such as raw materials, packaging, or delivery expenses. These are more flexible but can grow quickly as you scale. It's also useful to distinguish between CapEx, capital expenditures like equipment or infrastructure, which are often one-time or infrequent investments, and OpEx, or operating expenditures, which are the recurring costs of running your business day to day. A key part of managing your cost structure is identifying your major cost drivers, the items or activities that consume the most resources, and exploring opportunities to reduce, share, or offset them. This could mean bulk purchasing, partnering with others, or finding more efficient ways to operate without compromising quality. Revenue streams describe how your business generates money from each customer segment. You may have a mix of once-off sales, recurring subscriptions, or longer-term contracts. For impact-driven or nature-based ventures, funding may also come from grants or sponsorship, but it's important to think about what will keep revenue flowing consistently over time. Revenue streams are the lifeblood of your business. They define how you bring in money from the value you deliver. For most ventures, this will involve one or more of the following models. Product or service sales. This is the most straightforward model. You sell a product you make or a service you provide, and customers pay a set price. For example, selling eco-friendly cleaning products, offering landscape design services, or delivering workshops. Subscription or membership fees. Customers pay a recurring fee, monthly, quarterly, or annually, to access a service or a set of benefits. Examples include a monthly subscription to community-supported agriculture box or an annual membership for guided nature tours. Recurring models help smooth cash flow. Licensing or royalties. You grant others the right to use your product, service, or intellectual property for a fee. This could be licensing a proprietary process to another business or receiving royalties from the sale of a patented technology. Sponsorship or advertising. Revenue from promoting other organizations' products or services alongside your own. This might involve branded signage at events, sponsored content, or advertising on your website or app. Grants or project funding. Non-repayable funds provided by governments, foundations, or other organizations. For nature-based or social enterprises, this could include biodiversity restoration grants, or EU innovation funds. While valuable, grants are often short-term and should be paired with sustainable income streams. When identifying your revenue streams, think about which ones fit your mission and capabilities, which are once-off versus recurring, the mix you need for financial stability, how each venture or how each revenue stream connects to your customer segments. Ultimately, you're aiming for a balanced portfolio that provides both immediate income and predictable long-term revenue. Balancing costs and revenue. A viable business model must do more than simply cover its costs. It should generate enough revenue to create a surplus that can be reinvested for growth, innovation, or resilience. If your costs and revenues are balanced only at break-even, your ability to respond to challenges or seize new opportunities will be limited. The lean canvas is a great tool for assessing this balance because it places your cost structure and revenue streams side by side. This helps you quickly see whether your current assumptions about income and expenses are realistic and sustainable. It's important to test these assumptions early. For example, if you believe you can sell at a certain price point or maintain a particular customer volume, find low-cost ways to validate that before committing significant resources. Also, look for ways to strengthen your financial position. Increasing recurring or predictable income, such as subscriptions, retainers, or long-term contracts, can stabilize cash flow. At the same time, reducing fixed costs or turning them into variable costs where possible can make your model more flexible and resilient in the face of change. Sample Lean Canvas, Eco Green Roofs. Here's an example of a lean business model canvas in action, using a fictional company called Eco Green Roofs. This business offers a modular, easy-to-install green roof system designed to reduce heat, manage stormwater, and boost biodiversity. Starting with key partnerships, they work with roofing companies, plant nurseries, environmental NGOs, and municipal agencies to access expertise, resources, and local networks. Key activities include production, marketing, installation, customer service, and plant R&D. Their key resources range from a patented design and manufacturing equipment to skilled installers and strong supplier relationships. The value proposition is clear: a practical, impactful product that meets environmental and functional needs. For customer relationships, they focus on personalized installation support, seasonal maintenance check-ins, and loyalty discounts to build long-term trust. They deliver through channels like direct sales, contractor partnerships, and municipal sustainability schemes, targeting customer segments such as small commercial building owners, eco-conscious homeowners, and local councils. On the financial side, their cost structure includes materials, wages, transport, and marketing, while revenue streams come from product sales, installation fees, and ongoing maintenance contracts, ensuring both upfront and recurring income. The Lean Business Model Canvas isn't just a checklist, it's a system of interconnected parts. Understanding how these building blocks link together helps ensure your model is coherent and balanced. Start with customer segments. Who you serve will shape the channels you use to reach them, and the customer relationships you build to keep them engaged. These elements together influence how effectively you attract and retain customers. Your value proposition connects directly to your revenue streams. The value you deliver determines not just if customers will pay, but how much and in what way, whether through once-off sales, subscriptions, or service contracts. On the operational side, key activities and key resources feed into your cost structure. What you do and the assets you rely on will largely determine your expenses. Finally, key partnerships can influence both your costs and your value delivery. The right partners can reduce costs, share resources, and help you reach customers or deliver more effectively. By actively connecting the dots across the canvas, You can see the cause and effect relationships that make your business model work or reveal where it might need adjustments. When building your own lean canvas, aim for the same level of clarity and connection you see in this example. Avoid generic terms, be precise about who your customers are and the exact value you offer them. Always start by identifying and validating the problem you're solving. Remember that what you put in each block is an assumption until you have evidence to back it up, so test and adapt frequently. Finally, make sure the model is balanced. Your costs and revenues should align with your operational reality, and your value proposition should be supported by the activities, resources, and partnerships you've identified. Treat the canvas as a living document that evolves with your innovation. Now, it's your turn to start building your own lean business model canvas. Using the worksheet provided, think specifically about your own innovation and how it fits into each of the 9 blocks. Keep your entries short and to the point. Aim for 1 to 3 clear, specific points per block. This isn't about writing paragraphs, it's about capturing the essence of your business model in a way that's easy to see at a glance. Remember, the lean canvas is a living document, so you can always expand and refine it later. If there are areas you're unsure about, highlight them. These are the parts of your model that will need testing, research, or further validation. For example, you might know your key activities but be less certain about your customer segments or revenue streams. Identifying these uncertainties early is valuable. It helps you focus your learning efforts where they matter most. The goal here is progress, not perfection. By the end of this exercise, you'll have the first version of a tool you can use to guide your decisions and communicate your ideas to others. As you work on your lean business model canvas, keep these key points in mind. Start with the problem. A clearly defined problem makes the rest of the canvas much easier to fill in because it anchors your thinking. Be specific. Avoid vague terms like better or faster and instead describe exactly what you mean in concrete terms. Keep each block concise with 1 to 3 short, sharp points that capture the essence without overcomplicating it. It's perfectly fine to leave blanks. The canvas is a tool for learning, so it's natural not to have all the answers right away. Just mark these areas for further research or testing. Check for logical connections. Each block should link sensibly to others. For example, your customer segments should align with your value proposition, channels, and revenue streams. Stay flexible and update your canvas as you learn more. This is a living document, not a one-off exercise. Finally, keep it visible. Pin it on a wall or use a digital board so you can revisit it often. This will help you keep your business model front of mind as you make decisions. Next steps and further exploration. As we wrap up Module 3, your priority is to finalize your lean business model canvas. Keep it concise and specific. The goal is clarity, not length. Each block should clearly communicate the key points without unnecessary detail. Next, review your canvas for gaps. Identify any blocks where your assumptions are still untested or where you need more evidence to support your thinking. These gaps will guide your next steps in research, customer conversations, or prototype testing. Once you've reviewed it, share your canvas with someone you trust, a peer, mentor, or colleague. Fresh eyes can spot inconsistencies, challenge assumptions, and offer insights you might not have considered. Finally, keep a copy handy because you'll be building on this work in the next module, where we focus on funding strategy. Your lean canvas will help you clearly link your business model to the financial requirements and funding sources that can bring it to life. This isn't the end of the process, it's the foundation for everything that follows. If you'd like to take your understanding of business models further, here are some resources worth exploring. For a deep dive into the business model canvas, the original work by Osterwalder and Pineur, along with the resources on the Strategizer website, provides comprehensive guidance and examples. If you want to focus on speed and adaptability, Ash Moira's Lean Canvas framework, introduced in his book Running Lean, is an excellent fit, especially for early stage ventures. For those working in the sustainability or nature-based solutions space, the Nature-Based Solutions BMC guidebook from the Connecting Nature project offers a tailored approach that integrates environmental and social impact into your business model. Finally, reviewing case examples can be incredibly valuable. Look at organizations like the Sonny and Wood Cooperative, rewilding and restoration enterprises, and urban green infrastructure providers. Studying real-world examples can spark ideas, highlight pitfalls to avoid, and show you how different business models work in practice. Use these resources to refine your canvas, gain new perspectives, and continue shaping a business model that is both impactful and sustainable. In Module 4, we'll build directly on the work you've done here by exploring funding and financing strategy. This is where your Lean Business Model Canvas becomes a critical tool for guiding your financial planning. We'll start by looking at the range of funding options available, from grants and loans to equity investment and alternative financial models. You'll learn the pros and cons of each and how they might fit with your organization's needs. Next, we'll cover matching funding to your stage of growth. The right funding source for an early stage startup may be very different from what works for a scaling enterprise, so understanding this alignment is key. We'll also examine what funders look for, the criteria and factors that influence their decisions, and how you can position your organization to meet them. Finally, we'll work on building your funding plan, using your Lean Canvas as a guide to ensure your financial strategy supports your operations, value proposition, and long-term goals. By the end of Module 4, you'll have a clear roadmap for securing the resources needed to turn your vision into reality.